Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. I'm Tandy, and today we've got a special one for you. We've been working on Rona Herald of Invasion decks quite a bit, and I think we might have found a really powerful version. Now, I want to stress that I don't know that this build works in Magic Online that well, but I feel like in real life you can explain how the combos work to some people, and if you're able to essentially demonstrate in an infinite loop, you don't have to go through the iterations. That's something that's unique about real life Magic versus online Magic. Whereas online, you have to essentially just do all of the triggers yourself. So here's how the combo works. Rona Herald of Invasion says tap, draw a card, then discard a card. But the money is whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap Rona. So Rona plus casting a Mox Amber untaps the Rona, and then you can tap the Mox Amber for a blue mana. And then when you cast Retraction Helix on the Rona, it allows the Rona to bounce the Mox Amber. So it's a 3-card combo that generates infinite mana. But it's not just infinite mana, it's also infinite enters the battlefield effects. Because once you have infinite mana, the Rona can bounce anything that's a permanent, and then those permanents can sometimes kill your opponent in a bunch of cool ways. Most planeswalkers with an ability to draw a card or activate an ability of any kind also kill. And so you're going to see the Rona decks actually play a lot of planeswalkers. Tyvar specifically lets you essentially just mill until you find a creature that can kill your opponent. We have one copy of the Reality Chip and Kinnan Bonder Prodigy. The Reality Chip, it's a little awkward because it lets you play the top card of your deck, which with infinite mana, that's great. But in Magic Online, it's like infinite mana. Every single mana you make takes like 3 seconds or whatever. And so it's not really infinite. It's infinite with an asterisk. But in real life, Tyvar, Reality Chip, Kinnan's a kill. And here's how. Kinnan can shuffle the top card of your deck. Reality Chip lets you play cards off the top of your deck. Kinnan plus Reality Chip lets you essentially play every non-land off the top of your deck forever. All it takes is just activating, and then on Magic Online, it's going to be very difficult. At some point, the Reality Chip finds Karn the Great Creator. Karn the Great Creator finds Aetherflux Reservoir. That's a kill. That's a nice chain. We have a ton of different chains, though, so let's go through a couple of the chains and talk about them, because really, the Rona Retraction Helix Mox Amber situation is the money, and everything else, you just essentially want them to be... You essentially just want every other piece in your deck to be part of the combo, but do something else, right? You want cards that have a lot of good gameplay as you're finding the combo. You want things that find the combo themselves. One thing that's specifically good in here is Oath of Nissa, because Oath of Nissa is also a kill if you have Kinnan in play to make infinite green. With that said, Oath of Nissa just makes things easier. Infinite green with Kinnan and infinite blue with Kinnan is also a kill because Kinnan finds the Reality Chip. The Reality Chip lets you find the Karn, etc. These are all essentially like waterfall chains that lead to a kill. And all you have to do in real life is explain what you're doing. And when you've done that, you don't have to physically do it. We're going to have to physically do it. It's going to be a little awkward, but I'll try to explain it as we play the games. Another kill you have is Micromancer. So Micromancer is 4 mana, 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, instant sorcerer with mana value 1, reveal it, and put it in your hand and shuffle. But it's a permanent. And so if we can find a Retraction Helix with it, that's great. That's part of the combo. But if we already have Rona, Rachel, thanks for the 26 months. Saw the tweet came running, dear Lord. Yeah. Okay, so Micromancer finds Retraction Helix. That's the baseline. But once you have the combo, Micromancer also finds either Tyvar Stand to give something +X and indestructible, or it finds Epiphany at the Drown Yard. Why is Epiphany at the Drown Yard good? Well, essentially it lets you draw half of your deck, but it lets you draw whatever half you want, because you essentially just flop your whole deck over, put it into 2 piles, and then your opponent chooses a pile, and that pile goes to your hand. But you put 2 cards in one pile, 2 cards in another pile, that's a kill, right? When you have infinite mana, that's just a kill. With Karn, Aetherflux Reservoir. Tyvar Stand's kind of cool, because if you already have infinite mana, it can just like be a protection piece also. I'm not sure that it's even worth to play the Tyvar stand once we have Epiphany at the Drown Yard, but I can see games that have gone on so long where Micromancer Epiphany is not a kill because all your cards are gone or something. It's also possible that instead of Reality Chip, we should be playing something like Diligent Excavator or Thassa's Oracle or whatever. But I had a conscious deck building goal in playing Gigantha, and so I want to try to play Gigantha as best I can. But Kinnan, Reality Chip, just a very strong combo because with infinite mana, it's just a win. And it's a convoluted win. It's super annoying on Magic Online. I'm not sure that I'm even going to go through the motions. I might just say this is a win and move on, right? Because we're just testing. I don't really give a shit about product on Magic Online. I just want to build the most fucked up decks that I can. And I think that this build of the deck looks extremely good. The Karn also not only is a kill condition with Aetherflux Reservoir, it's also just an incredible toolbox. We have one of our Mox Embers in the board for it to go get. That essentially gives us 7 Mox Embers if we need it. We have a Tormod's Crypt, which we can use to exile our opponent's graveyard. But, if we've already gotten the Mox and it's died, and we have, Paradox Engine in play, we can actually use a Tormod's Crypt to win the game with the Retraction Helix. We don't even need the Rona at that point. We have a Cityscape Leveler to blow up just about any permanent our opponent's going to throw at us that stops our combo. We have a Stone Brain to strip our opponent of their combo. A Pithy Needle, which can lock down specific things like Liliana of the Veil that can be quite troublesome. A Filigree Silex, which can kill an opposing Pithy Needle / just be a sweeper for tokens or whatever. It's just a catch-all. A Mightstone Weakstone, which is going to be great at killing Shield Dread sometimes, but we don't need to do that too much because Rona plus Retraction Helix can bounce it, and as long as we have any sort of legendary thing to untap Rona, it's good enough. Speaking of legendary thing that untaps Rona, Oath of Nissa untaps Rona too, which I think is a big deal. Keep that in mind. Oath of Nissa finds everything in the deck except for Mox Amber, Retraction Helix, and then Tyvar Sand Epiphany. We have one Haywire Might, which I think is going to be a great catch-all for bad artifacts and enchantments that stop our combo. One Paradox Engine, which is kind of like a 5th version of Rona for Karn to go get. The Aetherflux Reservoirs obviously are a kill in most of the spots. It's going to be a very fast kill, which I like. This could be, in real life, you could probably play the 1 mana 0/4 that lets you venture into the dungeon for 5 mana. I think if you do that, though, you cannot do it infinity times because I think there's a loot effect in there. So Aetherflux Reservoir might actually just be the cleanest kill. I'm not really sure. It's very easy to win the game with infinite mana. Sky Sovereign, console flagship, nice tutor effect. Eska's Chariot, nice tutor effect for some pressure, some bodies. One Transmogrifying Wand, which can knock off some of annoying creatures that random decks can play against you. Wishclaw Talisman is money, though, right? That means Karn can essentially tutor for Retraction Helix, and Karn being able to get Retraction Helix, I think, is messed up. But that's about it. The mana base is a little all over the place. We have no basics because we only have 20 lands. I kind of want to cut the Tyvar stand now that we've talked about it more. The Tyvar stand, I don't think we need it with Micromancer because the Epiphany of the Drown Yard is a kill most of the time. So I think I'm going to kill Tyvar stand and add a land. I think another land could be good, especially with all the looting effects that we have. And I think it's going to be another Darkslick Shores, but it could be another layer of the Hydra. But I kind of want another blue source. Could be like a Pathway or a Watery Grave or something. I don't think it matters too much. I have like a bunch of the blue-green duels because I really... this is a base blue-green deck. We have 4 Blooming Marsh, 2 Darkslick, 4 Mana Confluence, and 4 Oath of Nissa for Tyvar. I think that's plenty. We have essentially 10 black sources for Wishclaw Talisman, but if we have Tyvar in play, the Mox Ambers count as extra black sources. The channel lands are quite good with the legendaries and access to tons of mana, so we might want like an Otawara. Maybe an Otawara is the answer. And if that's the case, then, that's actually just genius. So this leaves us with, 4, 5, 9, 13, 14, 17 turn 1 green sources for Elth and Oath of Nissa. And a 21 land deck, that's probably fine. I think 18 or 19 is where you want to be for consistency's sake. If we ever draw just Darkslick or Otawara in the opener as our only lands, it's not the best. But it is what it is. I think Otawara being able to bounce stuff and Boseiju killing stuff matters a bunch, and they have high cost reduction thanks to Karns, Tyvars, Ronas, and Keenans. But yeah, this is the deck. and we're gonna play through a league, and I hope it works. I hope you enjoy it. All right, we're here for round number 1 with the new Sultai Tyvar with Karn. Will be on the play. Reveal the Gigantha. 5 lands. We're gonna mull. We'll keep this one. Maybe it's an Oath. The second Oath is weak. I guess we don't need the Black Source, but I'll just take a Darkslick Shores for whatever reason. I'm gonna go and play Rona. That way I can just Kinnan next turn to get it back. If it dies. If we draw Mox next turn, we just win. We can hold up Helix plus bounce if we need to. Alright. We have a couple more looks. So we can play this to untap the Rona. We'll just say go. If I guess no, we can still kill if we find the Mox, because Mox untaps. Alright, well, here comes the Grease Fang. This is not quite lethal. It's a ton of damage. We can still kill next turn with the Kinnan if we draw the Mox. Or a Karn. Karn for Mox is also lethal. See, it's only infinite blue, though. If they kill the Tyvar. My guess is they'll kill Tyvar. But maybe they don't. Maybe I should have played Kinnan. Alright, so Tyvar down. Alright, we get a couple more looks. So if we Helix this, play Kinnan, we can use it to bounce a token. I think I just want to give myself one more chance to kill this turn. We just need to draw the Mox. Alright. We'll discard a Helix. Play another Kinnan. Oh, we found the Mox, but we have to discard now, so... Alright, we're dead. It's fine. I needed to find it like 1 second sooner or whatever. No sideboard. Turn 3 Grease Fang and we still almost won. Definitely mulligan this one. Can I just get a fucking Llanowar Elves, chat? The Karn's okay. The Reality Chip's not that good. Just hope they don't turn 3 me again. But I almost fucking turn 4 combo killed them. Maybe I should have minus with Tyvar the turn I untapped my looter. I don't know. Stuff. What's up, Davian? Yeah, I think that this build's close. I'm getting owned by Greasefang. I haven't had a Llanowar Elves in my opener yet, though, so I don't know. Maybe we need to play Goose. Not instead of Elf, but just in addition to. Alright, they take the Karn. Makes sense. Play the Reality Chip. Mox Amber on top. So next time we can go Tyvar. We can kind of see what the top card is, and if it's a... We might just minus the Tyvar anyway, looking for one of our creatures. We have like 16 blind heads. Yeah. Alright, so let's get... Elf or Kinnan are both good. I think Elf is better for right now. We can tap this for blue, black, or green, but we can't reconfigure yet. We can tap this and this, but it's not quite enough. So I think we're gonna go get salvaged into Greasefang. They hit, we're in trouble. They didn't hit, that's good. All they found was Dark Boar. Everything else goes to the grave. So they hit Chariot. So Chariot we can just let hit us, I guess, or whatever, right? We lose the Tyvar maybe, but then we can maybe go for reality chip stuff. I don't know. Maybe we chump block the Chariot with the elf since we have another elf. We can keep the Tyvar alive for a turn. Maybe with the elf on top, we actually should have brought Kinnan back from the grave. Because we get to play elf next turn and then have extra mana. And then Kinnan plus chip is lethal if we find Rona. So they don't have it. Let's see if they kill anything. We'll take an elf because it can tap for mana over the lands. We'll play a land off the top. Play an elf. Play an elf. Play an oath. Found the Rona. Can't play this turn, but can play next turn. Alright, your go. Chips look pretty good here. Elves with Tyvar obviously looking great, especially in the combo. Now let's just hope they don't Greasefang us this turn. They didn't Greasefang us last turn. I don't know. I guess they just don't have it. They definitely would have brought back Chariot and attacked with it. You know? Scrapwork Mutt, that's fine. If they discard a Greasefang and then bring it back with Can't Stay Away from hand, that could be a way for them to do it this turn, but overall I'm pretty happy with what's happening, and we got a lot of looks. We can Tyvar minus for Kinnan, but then we lose the ability to do Rona at instant speed, so we might just use it to loot. Have you looked at Scheming Symmetry? No, I haven't. It's a pretty good idea, though. Maybe it's worth for Micromancer, because then Micromancer can find Mox or Rona. Alright, so they go get Greasefang. I don't know. I kind of want to minus the Tyvar. We just get such a burst of mana off the Kinnan. Well, that's good. Okay, so what's the best way to do this? We don't have that much mana left. We can Epiphany. I can just Epiphany EOT, hold up the Beseju. Maybe we just untap this. We lose the ability to gain a bunch of mana. I think I'm just going to play a big Epiphany at the Drown Yard. I just say go. I don't know, Travis. I'm trying my best, man. I had a lot of help from chat today, but most of the ideas were mine. But overall, though, I'm very happy with chat input on a lot of the stuff that we did. It looks so gross. All right, so here's the Greasefang. All right, so we'll wait for him to declare attack step, I guess. All right, so I don't want him to get the extra cat token. I want to keep my Tyvar alive, though. Maybe we just chump block with an elf. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let it go back to hand. I don't want to give him a land. I got to keep the Tyvar alive, though. I think I'm just going to let it happen. What's the combo kill? I'll explain it when it happens. It's convoluted, for sure. All right, we'll let the Tyvar take 2. I'm going to block Elf on the Chariot. And then we're going to play a big Epiphany at the Drown Yard. All right, so we got to arrange them into piles. So this is a kill. Okay, we have kills for days, so I can't even see all the cards. All right, so these 4 or these 4. All right, so they put 1 in my hand, and no matter what they do, they're dead, I think, because Margomancer finds Helix in both. Yeah, I agree, Travis. I think Kinnan's great. This is also a deck that's just going to be way better in paper than it is in Magic Online. It's just so convoluted in Magic Online. So I think maybe the moral of the story here is main phase your big Epiphany and leave open a blue mana. Is the joke. All right, so let's go blue. So we have the kill. So essentially what we're going to do now is we're going to make infinite mana when our opponent, hopefully our opponent just fucking F6s or whatever. Let's loot. We're just looking for the Karn. We have the kill. We can essentially shuffle the top of our deck infinity times until we find Karn. Right now it's just about speed. Just doing it efficiently. We'll keep this one. And then Karn kills. But with the reality chip already in play, Kinnan plus Rona is infinite and a kill. We don't really need to do anything else. And then we just win with Aetherflux Reservoir in the spot. If they kill the Aetherflux Reservoir, we can actually just save it with Helix. Okay, yeah, so let's just go here. We could also just win another way with Karn, I think. Maybe we need a second one, but Yeah, you don't need, I didn't need to have the Helix. We could have won through it no matter what. All right, let's just go bang in. So we don't have a whole lot going on here. I think I'm going to mulligan. But we do have 2 elves on into Gigantha, so maybe it's worth. I'm going to keep this hand just to see if I can afford to keep hands like this. I don't mind mulliganing, but like we have tons of uh mana acceleration here, and we even have a Boseiju for the Parhelion for a turn, so we can buy ourselves a turn. Plus their Thought Season and Duressness. So. Alright, all they hit's the Mox, not a big deal for now. Start with Lair Elf. Maybe turn 2 we either play Elf or buy Gigantha, not sure. Lair of the Hydra is also a kill with infinite mana, which is nice. Yeah, that's another reason to play this build, because it was kind of an amalgamation, right? Someone showed me a Karn build with like Jace Vryn's Prodigy, and that just looked kind of bad, so. Okay. Great draw. We can untap and play another elf. No chance of Greasefang next turn. Graveyard doesn't really matter. We have Boseiju for it if it does end up mattering. I wonder if there's a kill with Kiora. Like, Tyvar is pretty good with the haste thing or whatever. Kiora drawing a card might matter if we can find a 4-power creature that's free. Something like Mirror Enforcer or Frogmite type deal, but I don't think those really exist. Turn 3/5/5. Yeah, next turn we can buy Gigantha. I don't think we can quite play it though, unless we draw Kinnan. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna blind minus. I don't have that much else to do with my mana. We might hit. Nice. We hit Rona and a Kinnan. I'm gonna get the Kinnan first. Keenan's crazy here. So we can technically play the Gigantha, but then we lose to Self-Mill Greasefang shit. They have 1 card in hand. I think it's worth. I think it's worth to just play the Gigantha. Oh no, we can still Boseiju off the Gigantha mana. That's actually sick. Because it's reduced. I mean, this is the deck, right? This is fucking crazy that this works. Tyvar minusing in the dark is so powerful. Next turn we can activate Kinnan, but we don't have that much to do with it. But we just have natural pressure, which is nice. Scrapwork Mutt. Alright, let's hope that they don't Parhelion, because that just means that if we kill it, they'll get to do it again next turn. Alright, good, it was just Dark Boar, so now they need to draw the Parhelion or some other self-mill thing, which is nice. That's pretty good. Any order? This is why Karn's in the deck, though, honestly. So we can do this. We can just win the game without our combo. Deck taps for 10 mana. Yeah, it's not really 10, though. Alright, so if Karn goes and gets... So this shuts down a bunch of their shit. So now what do we do? Yeah, Bode to kill Greasefang's alright. I mean, we can just play a land and then cast the 8-drop, though, right? The Cityscape Leveler? That can't... That has to be best. We can, let's see, untap here. Two, three, four, five, six, 7. Are we short? 8? I guess we are short of Cityscape Leveler. So let's just minus. We get Mox. That's funny. Maybe I get one to kill the Grease Fang. No, it's just got to be Sky Sovereign. It's fine. We saw Brave Bar Healing. How do you ever win? I mean, how do they ever win from me killing their Grease Fang in this spot with Karn and play max defense? I don't know. It's just about closing the game more quickly, but you're probably right. It was on my mind. Okay, so we have turn 2 Chip, turn 3 Micromancer. Karn can go get. Okay, I mean we have stuff. We'll keep. If I draw Elf, that'd be great. When it's on a mold 5, great. But we get to see Micromancer in action now. Things change so quickly, you know? Got eradicated by Rakdos. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we actually have the combo now with Micromancer getting the Helix. Opponent accidentally F6. Maybe didn't. Maybe it wasn't accidental. No need to show him the Mox just yet. We can go land next turn. We can loot looking for something and then play Mox. I'll pitch the chip. Since we already have the Karn, we don't really need it. Okay, so we can go just Micromancer now. And then we have combo next turn. Even through Karn, we can bounce the Karn with the Helix. Maybe I should have looted one more time, because if I just drew this turn, I could kill. No reason not to main phase loot in that spot. Is nasty? Yeah, so like this is also a self-contained combo. The Micromancer plus Helix combo is lethal by itself, because the Epiphany at the Drown Yard lets us draw our deck, or half our deck. But it lets us draw equal half. You know? We already have the Karn, though, so we don't need to do that. But we did use it to find the Helix, which is nice. And maybe we could play, like, one Fatal Push or something to tutor for, maybe a Fading Hope. I wonder if I should have gone, like, Tyvar Kinnan or something? Or, I guess, Kinnan Tyvar? We could have gone Kinnan first, this Mox for green, this for blue Tyvar, or black. And then maybe untap to get another loot. So they probably have Beseju. But we have the Karn. So we drew the land, so we can go Karn for Mox even if they had the Beseju. So the fact that this is a self-contained combo with the Micromancer makes me very happy. It makes me feel like the Micromancer does so much for the deck now. I don't know that I want to play 4, but that felt surprisingly easy. And the fact that it can go get Epiphany to kill just makes it so much better, right? So now let's just go get... Alright, so now let's go get Paradox... Not Paradox, Reservoir. So, just so everyone knows, though, so we had the Karn kill there, but the way it happens is if you have Rona, Helix, Mox. Rona, Helix, Mox makes infinite blue mana, right? Once you have infinite blue mana, it becomes easy to win with just about anything. And so what we're trying to do is build around cards that are good on their own or help find other combo pieces. And then once you have the combo assembled, can kill. And we found a kill with Micromancer. Micromancer can go get Retraction Helix as part of the combo, but after you have infinite mana, you can go get Epiphany at the Drown Yard. Now you don't draw your whole deck, you draw half your deck, but you essentially put 40 cards in the pile, and you choose 20 to go one side and 20 to go the other side, but you just split the combo pieces you're missing or the finisher you're missing on one side. I'm not sold on the reality chip, but I think it's pretty good because it's a legendary thing and it allows the kill with Kinnan. This build also, you just don't have to sideboard at all, which I really like. Seeming Symmetry is kind of interesting. That's could be something we go get with it. Yeah. So we're playing against mono green. I don't think I can keep a hand like this. Kinnan without mana acceleration kind of stinks. If we had Mox, I think we would keep this hand. A mole, a small. All right, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna put back one of the two Karns probably. Everything else is pretty juicy. I'm hoping we naturally draw a land. Symmetry makes sense with Chip. It's not really about making sense with Chip. It's about Micromancer being able to find something, and then if you have Rona in play already, you can just loot. So, like, it's fine. How's this deck win in particular? I mean, you just watched me win with Karn, right? Karn getting Aetherflux Reservoir as a kill. Karn is the main kill, but we can put another card into our deck to physically kill if we want to over Reality Chip. We could play a Diligent Excavator. That makes... Diligent Excavator makes it so Tyvar is an easy kill on Magic Online, but in real life, Reality Chip is also a kill. It's not very easy kill on Magic Online, but in real life, it's a kill because it plus Kinnan lets you essentially churn through your deck and play off the top with infinite mana. But Kinnan can find the chip, which is why it's in there. All right, let's go Elf. Maybe Oath of Nissa into Elf, but I think it's just Elf. Maybe it's Oath of Nissa into Elf. I think, or into land for Elf. And then next one we can go like Kinnan, Karn, maybe Needle, maybe something like that. If they go Karn, Needle, Karn, it actually becomes pretty difficult for us to win. And so that's like a reason to potentially, like, I guess we can Retraction Helix and then bounce the Needle and then kill with Karn maybe. Ryder, so this is Silver Sun Pickups. The song's called Lazy Eye. Maybe we don't need all these Karn targets. I mean, I think that they make Karn into just a good Magic card in general. I think that's okay. All right, the old turn 3 Storm the Festival. I wonder if there's more stuff we can do with Kinnan. Doing pretty good, Isaac's. Doing all right. I think this deck's broken. I don't even know if I'll finish the whole league today, but I truly think that this deck could be a miraculous find. A miraculous find. I don't really care about Plukernos. The backside is irrelevant to me. Just a big thing. I think that this is going to be very close to the final build because it's 2 combos. It's actually 8 combos or whatever, but it's like a bunch of combos that all work well together. And that's what I was looking for with the other build while being a little bit interactive. But like everything about this deck so far feels great. Everything. I said one got Damping Sphere. That's fine. Maybe I wanted Damping Sphere in my sideboard for similar reasons. All right, so let's go Kinnan. We'll go Karn. And then I think I might Needle Karn since we're just behind. And then later we can bounce our Needle to win. Is there anything else we'd rather get? Something that can maybe kill next turn? Paradox Engine. Paradox Engine next turn with Kinnan activations. So whenever you play any spell, but Kinnan is not cast, right? No, it's not. Okay. Maybe we go get Haywire Might and have it for the Damping Sphere. I kind of just am fine with them having a Damping Sphere for a little while. But if they get to untap next turn with the Karn and do something scary, we're in trouble. So we'll just Needle Karn. And then we'll try to win another way later. Retraction Helix bouncing this later can maybe kill. Yeah, but are you gonna play it in your main deck or whatever? I don't know. Alter the Brood. Are you gonna play a lot of Alter the Broods? Are you gonna play a lot of Draftnas? Because those types of cards are pretty weak, honestly, by themselves. Big Lair of the Hydrant coming? Good. Might want a reality chip in the board? Yeah, maybe. Most of my artifacts don't work under an opposing Karn anyway, so I'm not really sure what I should go get there. But I think needling the Karn is okay because they have a decent mana advantage and they have the play. Groovin, I think Hydrocrasis could be a potential thing. I might want something that I can find off of Kinnan for when I don't have infinite, but I just have a lot. But Krasis is cool. Krasis is something to do with the infinite mana as well. It doesn't work with infinite blue only, though. And I like having the combos work with infinite blue only, so I can just kill with Rona, Mox, Retraction Helix, and Micromancer is a great one. Micromancer just seems great for that slot, honestly. One Scheming Symmetry seems like a reasonable addition to the deck. I'm not sure where I would put it. Maybe getting black mana is difficult, though, and you might not need it. Micromancer might just be good enough on its own, honestly. I feel like they should play Pelucranos first. Pelucranos seems free. I guess it's not. If they want to attack with the elves. Can you cast X off of Tyvar Recall? If you're talking about Tyvar's stand, then yes. And we had that in our deck, but I think the Epiphany is better. Alright, sure. They were... Oh my god, dude. Why were they blacked out, man? I actually just felt bad because I was like, oh, they're blacked out. I can't get them. Because the... I don't know. Whatever. I'm mad. Whatever, man. Bad UX? I think so too, but it's whatever. I mean, them having the Beseiju for the needle, not much I can do. They had the, turn 1, elf, turn 2, elf, wolf willow, turn 3, Karn minus, turn 4, fucking crazy turn. This is only turn 4, right? Like, we missed a land drop. The fact that this can't do anything with Rona is a little sad. I think Kinnan in general is okay, though. Doesn't really feel Kinnan, though, because of the Karn. And they're going to kill the Kinnan. I'm probably going to concede after next turn, but I'll wait. I want to see if I can do anything. Another Karn at the top could be okay. You have a Storm out of the graveyard, too? Let's just scoop him. It's just wasting time. Our opponent's already, playing really slowly. What happened? They killed the needle, and then they Cityscape Lovelord me. It's only one turn worth of stuff. It's just mono green. So, the end. We'll keep... No elf. Man, I just really wish I had more elves, honestly. I have Kinnan a bunch and no elf, and that's a little frustrating, but we do have the Mox, so... Maybe I'll draw a Rona, and I can go turn to Kinnan Rona. Or maybe I'll draw an elf or something to be able to do it too. They always got the turn 1 elf, huh? Always, always, always. So drew the Helix. Might want something like Ether Gust in the sideboard, like a 2 or 3 of. Turn 2 Kinnan plus Gust Man off Mox Ember is kind of cool. Just don't feel like I'm using my mana efficiently. This Micromancer can tutor for a second Helix or the Epiphany. Epiphany could be decent later. Oh, wow, yes. Yes, yes. Oh, the mono blue version look? Not great. I don't think it's bad, but it just wasn't great. Not giving, like, Tyvar is sick. Tyvar is so sick. I wonder if we are supposed to Tyvar minus. I think we have like 14 hits or so. Nice, we have Rona. That's sick. So we got some loots next turn. We can find Karn for the Mox. We have a lot of outs next turn. We can also Helix, then Micromancer Helix again. So really at this point, we're just missing the mana for the Mox. And the Mox getting blown up with Boseiju kind of sucks. Maybe we should have just waited to play it. Actually, don't mind the extra lands, though. There's no reason to cast it. Bluffing counterspell or whatever. Interaction. Lucan Ursa Reborn's fine. This is just like not very scary. I'm still gonna loot. Oh, I guess I could have killed if I found the Mox. Yeah, good call. I can loot. I was gonna loot EOT. I need to get out of that habit. I'm trying to. My goal was to keep the Tyvar alive, so maybe I think not attacking was right, and that's what my lizard brain told me to do. All right, we'll probably loot away this Kinnan. Micromancer can't kill. This is pretty close. I think we can probably just discard this extra Rona, and then maybe just play a big Epiphany. Tyvar dying's not a huge deal. Micromancer can only get Helix. I should just main phase it. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Trying not to lose to something. Trying to hold up Helix for Kinnan to bounce something. Maybe that's just bad. I don't think I can win with the Epiphany, though, unless I hit 2 Mox. Like, so that's kind of why I didn't want to do it. Like, they get to choose which one goes to my hand. And so if I only hit the 1 Mox, then it doesn't work. In main phasing, it's worse. But maybe I should have just done it. Okay. All right, so now we're going to need the second Helix so we can bounce Needle. See what they do. Song's a jam for sure. It's definitely my favorite song about a boat. Okay, so if I Helix bounce Elf, I can attack the Karn. I don't think I need... I think I just let the Tyvar die. I can Epiphany now, leave open a blue, and then I can bounce the Needle end of turn if I need to. One Relic would win through Karn. Okay, so It is the relic using the ability on the Rona, so one relic could be good with Karn to go get. Maybe relic main deck's okay because it works with Rona untaps with mana. No, because then you still can't bounce. You still need the Paradox Engine. All right, let's Epiphany, but I don't know if I want to do it for 4 or 3. If I do it for 3, I can still Helix EOT, bounce Needle if I find the combo to kill. I think I'll do that. Because it's X plus 1, so it's 4. So I get to do 2 and 2. Let's do Mox and Oath. No. Is it just Mox versus the others? And then we Helix. Okay. And then we get these 3 probably. Alright, they gave us the Mox. And now we go end of turn Helix the Needle, let Tyvar die, untap Micromancer for Helix, Amber, Helix, Infinite with Kinnan, and then we Kinnan. Or no, then we win with Micromancer. Oh wait, no, we already played the Epiphany. So now we have to win with Reality Chip. Or whatever we draw. Gotta win with the chip. But this is game 3, so I'm gonna spend my whole time doing it. It's fine. Oh, the Karn fucks me! No, the Karn fucks me, dude. Does it? Okay, so let's go Micromancer. No, we're good. Alright, so we go get another Helix. And then the Micromancer is not lethal, but we can fix that in post, right? So Helix on Rona. Bounce the Karn. And now we just win the hard way. But it is a win. We win. As long as we don't fuck up. It's actually kind of hard to fuck up, to be frank. But we just go get Reality Chip, and then we use Reality Chip plus Kinnan to find Karn. Alright, we found the chip. Karn's on top. Makes it easy. Alright, so let's configure onto the elf. Proof of concept, chat. That's all I ever care about. It works. Imagine if I was like a literal mad scientist. People would be fucked. Alright, and then we go get Reservoir. Bang. Alright, so they're rogues. The sand is okay, not great. We're gonna keep. Their deck is, you know, Thoughtseize, Pierce, Drown in the Lock. They're not playing Fatal Push. They have sideboard for Fatal Push. They do have a bunch of black 1-drops. Keep in mind here. Play Breeding Pool tap. We'll go turn 2 Botanical, Amber, Kinnan, Chip. Something like that. Hopefully it works. They could counter something. The Micromancers are more experimental. I think I might cut them in the next build. I like that they're a self-contained kill. I don't like that I don't have more things to do on 1 and 2 mana. Thoughtseize, gross. They're probably gonna take Kinnan, and then I'll just go chip next turn, I guess. Maybe they take Tyvar. Tyvar's pretty gross. Alright, so this one's the Death Touch one, and it's if I have 8 or more, and it's only one of ETBs. Or a rogue ETBs. I wonder if they kept a one-lander. Alright, so they did take Tyvar, so now we get to go Mox Chip. Unless we get Thoughtseize again. We already have the Helix, so now I guess we could go get another Helix as backup. We have an Oath on top. You can kind of manipulate the top of our deck and decide next turn. And no blue mana for them. I don't really need another land here, so we'll go for a Micromancer. And I'm going to go get Epiphany, because we can just cast a medium-sized Epiphany next turn if we want to. This does leave us a little vulnerable to a Thoughtseize, but Epiphany is like a pretty big draw spell. I don't really want to draw another Helix yet, so I'm going to Oath and hope that I don't whiff. The thing about the infinite combo, though, is that so many things are payoffs, so you kind of just need like any permanent in play. Alright, top card's Rona. That means not next turn, but the turn after we have lethal. I'm not going to attack. I don't want to trade Kinnan for anything, and it doesn't seem like they're really doing a whole lot because they're just stuck without blue right now. Swamp. Okay. Nighthawk's fine. We got our Rona Mill. That's awkward. We could go get... Yeah, we'll just go get Paradox Engine, right? And then next turn we should have infinite stuff with Paradox Engine. So I need a Thoughtseize or a Counterspell for next turn. Play an Elf as well. I guess we could go get Sky Sovereign as well, but I think the Paradox Engine is just like more likely to be lethal. How bad is it to have to untap with Rona? Doesn't make it feel less good. We don't have to untap with Rona. We have Tyvar for haste, and we have Paradox Engine off Karn. That's just one of the things that you have to sweat sometimes. If they draw blue, then they can potentially counter the Paradox Engine with Drown in the Lot. Alright, so 2, 4, 5 Paradox Engine. We'll go Retraction Helix on... I guess Kinnan? Alright, so now we just go blue, blue, whatever. Bounce this. And we can win 1,000 different ways now. Because eventually we can bounce Micromancer and go get Epiphany and cast it. We already had the Epiphany, but you know, we can activate Kinnan a million times with Reality Chip until we find Karn. Mystical Dispute definitely going to come in. They'll bring in Fatal Push for sure. I kind of want to cut the Micromancers and the Epiphany. I think that's like the least consistent card in the deck. I think that's a reasonable swap. Everything else is like integral to the combo. I don't think I can keep this hand. It's so close to being good. If this were Greenland, I would definitely keep. Okay, well here I think I put back a land. Keep the Oaths. Oaths, plural. I don't think I'll need too much on the Beseiji front. Sideboard, they're likely to bring in 4 Fatal Push, 2 Mystical Dispute, and that's basically it. Invasion of Amonkhet. I don't know what that one does. Maybe that one steals something from my deck. I'll keep this one. I'm going to put back the Seiju. Copies of cards from your graveyard or their graveyard. Okay, cool. I don't want to give them a Fatal Push target. I know this is a weird to play Oath before Elf, but it's important that they don't get to use their mana in ways that's good proactive for them. I could take Karn there, but I kind of want to develop my mana a bit more. Luckily, they didn't have a 1-drop to punish me, but now next turn I can play Elf and hold up Mystical Dispute. Or I can just play 2 Elves. I think they're going to kill my creature instead of playing a creature, so I don't really care about Mystical Dispute yet. Plus, I think Dispute's better for later, for John in the Lock, maybe. Or some sort of counterspell. Thoughtseize is honestly not that bad. Maybe they'll take Helix. They might take Mystical Dispute, actually. Can mess them up pretty bad if they're not careful. I don't have that many black cards in my deck, so I think I'll tap the Blooming Marsh instead of the Elf, so I might attack for 1. Attacking's loose, though. Especially into this. Alright, we drew another. That's not bad. Yeah, I should have kept the Beseiju. Mm-hmm. Should I just go ahead and play the Rona? I'll wait. These are vulnerable to Thoughtseize, but they cast Thoughtseize last turn. I can play Rona with... Oh, I can't play Rona with Helix back up. That's a pun, I guess. I'll go for a Dispute here. I think that's a pretty good Dispute target. If they Dispute back, we get to Rona and maybe bury them if we draw Karn or Mox. If they're not careful. They're just different, Nezzy. They're just significantly different builds. This is, like, way more proactive, powerful. But that one is way more, like, consistency, whatever, you know? Way more, like, interactive to slow the game down, whereas this is the other way, where you're all proactive with Elves and Kinnan. It's possible that... Well, I don't know. There's, like, a couple different ways we can maybe build a deck. I mean, I like this one more right now, but I like them both quite a bit, and I'm mostly just in this one because we built it yesterday, and it looked really fun. I went 4-1 in my league. Alright, I don't really want to attack because of the 1-1. I'll just say go. If they push the Rona, they push the Rona. Are we less interested in aristocrats now? I mean, we're just trying out new cards as new sets come out, Mr. Fringe. I don't stay on one archetype for very long. I put in a bunch of work, show it to the universe, and then I move on. That's my go-to lately, anyway. Yeah, let me untap with the Rona. That's so sick. If we draw Mox, we can go infinite, and we can't quite kill, but we can bounce Oath of Nissa quite a few times. Takanuma's great, if that's what they're doing. They're going to get back Kaito, probably. If my Rona gets to survive for a while, we could go... So next turn, we can start the turn by going Retraction Helix on Rona. Use that to bounce Oath, replay Oath, to get the untaps, and then we can just Oath like 5 times. I think that's pretty good. 3 mana. I wonder what this is. I wish I had drawn another blue. Okay. Oath cannot find Mox, but it can find Karn. I think I wait a turn. Probably shouldn't have played this. Should have just looted it. I wanted to be able to play 2 Helices, though. This is pretty scary. It can win the game by itself, but we can maybe bounce it as our last effect. Yeah, maybe some Yavimaya Coast is fine. I mean, we have 10 fast lands. Like, a lot of the combo decks I've been playing lately have 9 or 10. Alright, Petty Theft on Gigantha? Okay. That's fine. I think I might loot away Gigantha. Now that I have 2 blue for the Helix, I can play around a counterspell, I guess. We'll take 5. I'm hoping they just bricked. We got a lot of looks here to potentially go off. I got a Ludio T, discard the Jag probably. I'll discard a tapped land here, I guess. Alright, let's draw a card. So we can play the Oath 4 times here. I think I'm gonna. So we're just looking for Karn at this point. We can't cast it this turn, I don't think, unless we hit kind of perfect. Turning Retraction Helix into like a big draw effect with Oath of Nist is kind of cool. I haven't done this yet. I wish that this was something that could find the Mox, though. The fact that it can't find Mox is a bummer. Alright, so we found the Karn. Any order's okay. And then, can we do anything here to get the Karn into play? Do we have infinite mana by bouncing Elf? Oh, yeah! Does that work? No, because the elves aren't legendary. But we do have the ability to... We do. We do. We don't have infinite mana, but this will gain a mana, and then the Karn kills. Because the Karn untaps. It's not infinite green, but it's 1 more, which is enough. Fucking sick. I'm so glad we won this game like this. Alright, so we'll go bounce the Oath. Play the Mox. It wasn't infinite, but it was +1 mana, which is just not something that I had seen. Not something I've done. Very cool game is Magic the Gathering. Alright, so let's get Ether Flux Reservoir.